So we have Casey, as you can see, with us this week, who is an artist by trade. She has her own art club. Tell us all about it, Casey, first and foremost.
Well, I've been running Branch and Brush for a little while now, and I was doing physical art clubs and workshops in the community. So I was running one from the workshop space in Maiden Ashford, and I also go into primary schools and do after school clubs, and I do evening art clubs as well. So I'm trying to hit kind of everywhere. And I am an art teacher as well as an artist at a local college too.
So you're a busy woman by the sounds of it.
Yeah, with a family as well. So that's why I come out here into my caravan. So when I moved everything online, I moved out to I've got a little 1950s caravan on the drive. So as you can see, I've
very cool.
All the paper, and I've turned this into a little art workshop studio so that I can have peace from the children.
Amazing. We'll hear all about it, but we are going to hand over to you to take us through a very virtual idea, our class. Is that the best way to describe it? I'll let you take it away.
What I thought we would start with today was we would look at a bit of portraiture, but we would combine it with an interesting art idea and an interesting art movement, and we're going to look at cubism. So we're looking at shapes. So the first thing I want you to do, have you got bits of paper? Just an A4 bit of paper?
Yeah, we're all
ready to go.
What you to do, first of all, you can probably see there on my bit of paper, is create about 5 random folds in the paper, so they can be across any section. They don't need to be neat. But I always think that art is something that should be accessible for everybody. So if we can take like really simple things, and you by the end of it you feel like, oh yeah, look, I've accomplished something and I was creative doing it. And what I try to do is I try to get everybody to dip in and out of lots of different types of art forms. So we've done painting, we've done photography, we've done drawing, we've used lots of different materials for everybody to, because not everybody likes the same thing. Some people are painters, some people are photographers, and some people are sculptors. So it's trying to find that balance. So I'm like, yeah, just chuck paint around, chuck paint at the paper, let's see what happens. So once you've done your 5 folds, have you got any kind of a dark colour?
Yeah.
You're going to put over your lines.
Oh, if I've done more than, I think I got carried away and did about 10 folds. Shall I pick 5?
Oh, all of the lines. All of the lines.
And Casey, how have you found, because I imagine artwork needs to be receptive, and I imagine you need to sort of see the people you're speaking to see how they're getting on. How have you found taking it online?
I've really enjoyed it, actually. We have a couple of different ways of me contacting everybody, and some people don't join in with the Zoom meeting because there's still that stigma that people have that their artwork is not good enough. And I'm that person who's like, no, everybody's artwork is amazing. My practice is I'm a photographer, so I'm a photographer and a filmmaker. So in terms of painting and drawing, they're pretty low down on my list, but I've been teaching art for about 18 years now. Wow. So I just want people to have a good time, and I want them to feel comfortable with what they're doing. So some people just stick to our little private WhatsApp group and they post their pictures in there, and some people, when they come to the Zoom meeting, they don't necessarily share what they've done because they get a bit frightened because we've got some amazing painters in there, so they get a bit frightened, so they don't necessarily share straight away what they've done. For me, I found it really quite lovely with the group that we've got going online, and I think it is doing a lot, but well, I hope it's doing something for them as well. We've got some NHS workers, we've got some key workers, and I think it's that downtime, and it's like a half an hour, 45-minute bit of me time. Sometimes they don't do anything, sometimes they're quite happy to sit, we have a chat, we have a drink. It's on a Friday, it's a Friday evening out, chucking some paint around. I've had a lot of feedback from people saying I haven't been creative in so many years. I haven't done anything creative for years. And now I've got a bit of time to sit and do something that I want to try out. And that's what's been quite nice, having people trying something out. So I've got a surplus of equipment that I've actually been delivering to people so that they've got like the right materials for what they want to try out as well. So I make little kind of COVID emergency art kits.
Right, I think I'm in a position to go, Casey.
Okay. So what we've got to do now is we're going to try and fit a face into this. So what you've got to do is you've got to look at your lines and you've got to think, where can I make something fit? Something might naturally fall along the line. So I'm going to show you my example in a minute.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
So what I've used is I looked at the middle. I kept turning it around first of all to find where I think it first of all it was up that way. But when I looked at it and saw the way the points are all going, sort of where they were naturally going together, I was like, oh, that would make a really good nose right there. And then if that's my middle bit, I was like, okay, so I can stick an eye along that line, but there's no line there for one to go on. So I'll put it in kind of the middle. I did add a few more lines along the top there to get the hair, but I did that afterwards. So I got just like along here.
Yeah.
I added top line here. So I added a few more lines in to get where the hair would and to end the face there.
Yeah.
So that, and so I'll go in a little bit more so you can see. So again, with the mouth, I used the middle to be that kind of Cupid's bow. It's really simple. And then what you do is you just add some mark making to bring some detail. So the idea is it's quite minimalist, but it's about shape and about the shapes that you have to create something that resembles the form that you want. So I mean, it looks like a face, but it doesn't really.
Yeah.
It does by my standards, Casey, absolutely, yeah.
And that was the beauty of Cubists. Realism was out the window, perspective, scale, all of that was out the window. So it's a nice thing to come into, particularly when you say portraiture to people, that's quite daunting.
Yeah.
But when you're doing things like this, it's natural to take this idea and you can turn it into landscapes. You can start to think about how faces are put together and start thinking about different colours as well, and how kind of crazy one end of the scale, and if you want to pull it back to something that's a little bit more realistic on the other end of the scale. So that's your challenge.
I'm going to dive in. I have no idea what we're working with here, but did you teach yourself? Where did your love of art come from?
I did a degree in fine art, and I did my degree in fine art with my son. So I was a single mum with my son when he was about 2. I started a degree. I was already working in a secondary school. I started to think about my future and kind of our future as a family, and that I actually did want to do something. I was really stuck. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I've had all sorts of jobs. I've run pubs. I've been a body piercer. I've done so many different things. And I fell into teaching. And I'd always loved photography, and I'd done a GCSE in photography. So that was my number one love. And I started teaching GCSE and A-level photography. And I then moved to the college. My love is about getting people to create art. I love getting involved with the community. I love seeing what they can produce, and I love seeing people get excited and motivated, and to see it make a difference to their well-being. With the outbreak of the pandemic and getting this on the go straight away, because I really saw a need, knowing the sort of people and the sort of young people that I work with. I know that mental health is a really big issue with lots of the people that I'm involved with. And I didn't want too much to affect them, and for them to still feel like there was some bit of their life that was going on as normal. We just had to adapt it a little bit. And that's why I tried to get this online one up and running so quickly, so that people still had that connectivity and still had that creative output that they could come and relax with. This is me giving something back, even though it feels like it's not enough. It's what I can offer. I would like to keep it going. People are finding new hobbies, new passions. They're seeing the benefits with being creative in such a stressful time. I've got a friend in Spain actually, and she's like, I really want to come. I've just got to get to grips with the time, because it will end up a bit later out there. So yeah, we've got lots of people all over the place. It doesn't have to just be local.
I feel like I'm delaying the inevitable here, so I'm just gonna show you this chaos. In a weird kind of way, I'm gonna build it up. Given how bad my artwork is, I'm quite proud of it, Casey, I'll be honest.
That's all I want to hear. If you do it, then I've mission accomplished for me.
I mean, I've gone for a cross between Picasso and Hannibal Lecter, but it goes something like that.
Well, that's great. Yeah, great.
I mean, that'll look great on the fridge, won't it? We'll stick that up. It needs a bit of colour, perhaps.
That's your next step, is add some colour. Have you finished yours, Namisha?
Well, I wouldn't like to say it's a self-portrait, but I'm usually an abstract artist, but I went, with this cubism.
Oh, that's really good. Annoyingly good.
Really good. Brilliant.
So, got the textured hair and, the off-centre mouth. I think we look quite similar.
This is
there were so many points of that where I was just got very carried away with my drawing and forgot that we were actually supposed to be in a chat. So, but anyway.
The classes itself, the art classes itself, how do people get involved? How do people find it and be a part of it?
I've got a Facebook page, which is Branch and Brush, and I have an Instagram page, which is also Branch and Brush. And if people drop me a message on either of those platforms, then I can get back to them with how they can join. So I have got a private group set up for the art club members on Facebook, and also use WhatsApp, because some of my members don't have Facebook at all. So I have a few different avenues to keep up to date with. But yeah, if they can find my Facebook page and my Instagram page, then they can drop me a message.
And the class itself, do you follow, I don't know, a schedule or anything like that? How do you decide what you're doing week to week?
Well, it's been a natural flow. So we've been trying out. I give themes. So generally on a Tuesday, I'll drop a theme in that people will be looking at, or going out, setting a task as to go out and take some photographs. And then we'll be looking at some artists and trying out techniques on the Friday night all together. So I'll be demonstrating some techniques, and then we will generally use photographs that people have taken for them to use themselves. So they're not just copying something off the internet. So it's about people actually creating unique, bespoke pieces of artwork for themselves. So we combine the photography. So we've done landscapes, we've done still life, we've done a little bit of portraiture, but not too much. And we've done views from the windows. So some people are very isolated, so we've looked at window art. And it's just taken a real kind of natural flow because lots of people want to know how to paint. So that's why we look at different artists. So we've looked at Van Gogh, we've looked at Picasso, we've looked at lots of different techniques that people can incorporate into the art that they want to make. The idea is we want to do an exhibition at the end of this. I've already warned them about that and said, we'll keep in lots of workshops and I'll keep showing you techniques, but then do you want to show your artwork? I know artwork is really personal, so you may not want to exhibit it, but let's take the skills that you like using and create a piece of artwork that we can put on a nice physical, we'll have a web exhibition as well, an online virtual exhibition, but also to have a physical exhibition for when this is over and when we can celebrate being back together again is my end goal for everybody.
Amazing. Casey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for that.
I've definitely created something unique. I don't know how we feel about it, but it's definitely unique. Casey, thank you so much. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been lovely talking to you.